Damn.
Morning. Last night, one of the new students, I don't remember his name, we found him asleep in the woods, with blood on his face.
Oof.
So we gave him a checkup. It seems like small internal injuries. Can't figure out what it is yet. So we get the chance to have a look at him. He seems stable though. Mix of that and maybe some exhaustion.
Morning.
You can I asked the theater last night. He didn't know. Do you know if anyone's doing regular checkups on Mitesh with his arm injury and whatnot?
Talia.
Nothing? So I have full away from you?
It's fine.
Injured? Is that why you're sleeping here?
No.
Why are you sleeping here?
For the same reason one of us has been sleeping here consistently. What?
Is that better?
No, because you better know. There are injured people. I'm in the medical.
Good morning, Professor.
Good morning. Good morning.
Professor?
Good morning.
Morning.
Did you sleep well?
Amaterasu has. Oh, yes. Amaterasu told Stripes to tell Melty they got up early. Went hunting.
I see. Would you mind doing a favor with me, then? Some of the some of the people in medical have yet to receive breakfast, so I am trying to expedite them towards them. So, if you could help me with some of that. Also, good morning, young Lucia. Good morning.
Professor Monty?
Yes.
Good morning. Have you seen the Chancellor anywhere?
I have not. I've just only woken up. I believe he'll be showing up shortly by some sort of sense.
Okay.
Good
Right.
morning.
Anything?
No.
Whatever that airship thing fell down. We can even salvage it, that would be good. We can have our own airship, or we can modify our current ship to be an airship. That'd actually be really helpful for us.
Nobody has gone over there to check on the landing site, but it might be worth
Did she just disappear?
Other worries. Like I said, this won't kill me. Just,
But it might get you killed. It gets worse.
I mean...
We need you in top fighting for.
Good morning. Are any of you hungry?
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, yeah.
No.
How can you protect people if you're injured?
For
And I
us.
assure you when it comes to
Yes.
fighting, I'm
Of
not going to do
course.
that good of a job.
It is for any of us. That's why I'm a addict. Good to see you still have an
For the
appetite.
most part, I'm alright. A little bit
No.
of pain doesn't...
You
make much
want
difference to me.
Philip, Martish,
Come on in.
Rowan.
Oh, I'm not hungry.
What's up, Sonny?
How is he?
I'll get something now in a
Just wanted to
moment.
come check on Martash.
Oh, it's same.
He's up and
I got
talking.
someone
You don't wanna chat?
I'm good. I think I just fell asleep last night in an awkward spot.
You youngins won't
Did you hit
go
your
if
head
you
or
not eat in
something?
the morning.
'Cause you had blood on your mouth.
Tish.
I might have.
Don't worry,
I'm going. I mean,
No
I'm not sure.
external injuries.
Oh, hold on. Could you
Today,
possibly
we
offer
have a
that
chance
to
look at you, see
to
if we can figure out
Really.
what caused it.
Sanifa, I think that's her name.
I mean,
Offer
like
yours
said,
to
we're
her.
already on
Why
like
not?
pretty high
Woof,
alert,
woof.
so
Woof, woof.
well, because we're already
Yes,
like
the-
on pretty.
you can
You
go
know,
ask her.
it's a dangerous situation right now. Like, there's really
I
more to
agree.
worry about than that.
It is dangerous. I think
If anything, that's
having
more
one
of a
our
reason to
cadets
get yourself checked
disappear
out.
in the night. I think it's important to know what's up.
Oh,
don't you?
thank you, sweetie. Oh, thank you. Thank you
I said
so
I feel
much.
fine, physically fine, able to fight, able to work, able to captain for now until.
Stripes, come here for a second.
You pass out.
Oh, speaking
Oh,
of,
my apologies.
Like I said, I
It's
think I
not
just
gonna
went to
cost
sleep.
us too much mana.
Alright.
I've been pretty tired lately.
Tensor.
what did you do the other side?
Hi, bro.
No, I'm fine.
Sorry. Got up early.
I can tell.
Not angry. Yes?
A lot lately.
Only a little worried.
Probably just passed
You
out.
just got shot the other day, and you're already up and about.
medical question or a Rowan question?
Here, share this amongst your
Not-
peers.
No?
I am not blood running down. his cheek.
Thanks, you.
Make sure you eat a lot at least.
Me. Sorry. Eats lots?
Yes, you are healing. Therefore, you will need to eat the required nutrients in order for your body to compensate for the healing.
Excuse me.
Yes. Oh. Hello.
We are here to see your master about certain communications.
If I may ask, who was it that you were delegated towards? I just, it is an abrupt meeting, is all. Is there a sort of leader that you wish to be pointed towards?
I serve under the Duke and the Princess, as well as the Knight Captain.
Thanks, you.
And remind me, what is the purpose of this meeting? I failed. It is failing me.
We are to divulge some information that would be of interest to you about your Professor Acteris. It's a meeting with us that he had in the keep.
Yeah, but the bad soldiers.
Right. Okay. I'll be right with you. I just wish to
I don't want to waste anyone's mana.
perhaps gain a second audience with this, if that may be allowed.
If you're not at your best, you could be a liability.
Understood. However, we do wish to see the headmaster as soon as possible with this information.
Oh, okay. That's who. Actually, no. There we have an acting headmaster instead, actually, if that would suffice, the chancellor in this question. And
Chancellor, acting headmaster, makes no difference to me. Whoever is the leader of your group, that is who I need to talk to.
okay, let me get him right ahead then, if he is
It's
available.
been a situation for a while. We're looking into it.
You two keep guard around.
In trouble?
I've looked at myself.
May I ask who's looking into it?
Yuki and I were doing research. I did some on the boat. I haven't in the last few days, but
Chancellor
I'm
Malik,
picking
can I
it up
borrow you
now
for a
that,
second?
well,
We eat together.
things aren't on fire.
In the moment.
I can
Alright.
find the notes that I'd found.
Soon we find.
Keep an eye on him. Give him a bit of healing. Get all those ruptures fixed. Alright, good. Alright.
Your audience is required.
Before you.
With one of the commanding knights of
Baird
Norndale.
and Celine never came back. Do you
Alright.
have any idea where they went?
Be a moment.
Okay.
Ulysses. I went down to the cave. You're up
Yeah.
and about. How are you feeling? I know
Better,
Celine wanted to
less
get blow
pain,
some steam
but
off. Maybe
same
they slept
discomfort.
down there?
I
should
switched
go
my
check it out.
bandage a little bit ago.
No,
yeah, you
we should go
can.
check up on them.
He'll be right with you in a moment. He's also the acting medical leader, so he is also putting the lives of those, but he will attend to you post haste once he is done with that.
Understood.
Let's make sure it's not progressing.
Where did my other guard go?
Right over there.
Everything well on there?
What did he mean?
Nope.
Well, actually,
Gather up, guards. I want you guys doing something.
I'll understand when I see it. Here, take a seat.
Alright.
big day.
Talia.
You're the acting headmaster, chancellor, leader of this group, correct?
You two are
Yes, I am.
advising
How
him.
can I help you?
If you want a blood
Well-
sample
my stuff?
before-
My name is Sergeant Nathaniel. I work under the captain as well as the Duke and Princess
I think I see
should be
it.
around here
over in
somewhere.
Norndal. I'm here to
Blood sample on the third shelf.
Keep an eye on
give you some information about a meeting that your Professor Caldwell, I believe his name, or Acteris, I believe it's one of those two.
Hey, Elizabeth.
Sure.
In terms of information that he was able to learn last night during the meeting which he had with the Duke and the others.
Assuming everything is normal.
I would like to talk about this somewhere in private if that is
Yeah,
all
I'm good.
possible.
I mean, I feel fine. Look at me.
Once,
So,
please,
got
if you
a-
could head over to this building over here. Get away from medical.
Understood.
I will then leave you to it.
People filtering.
Anything progressing
This
in-
building, correct?
No,
Alright.
you're come. Yes.
I was looking at
I'm so done dealing with these nobles, Chancellor
Don't mind
Malik.
me asking,
I had no
how's the situation been here?
I had no business in this.
Coming along well enough, although we do have some.
A ship fell from the sky. Are you going to blame that on me too?
See the repair of this little horrible town is coming along nicely.
I see.
All right, Bombadil, inside.
All right.
Okay, it's everybody.
Five meters away from that house, and I have to go back in.
Nope.
You want to grab a blanket? You
Thank
go
you.
for it. I can go.
One moment. Guys, I won't need security for this one. Go ahead, see if you can mingle with the others, learn some more about them.
Alright, what's this all
so we
about?
Know what exactly is going
Not,
on.
I
here,
believe that is
sort
what
of
we're
thing.
going to figure out. Apparently, a terrorist had a meeting
Come back
with
here
this
when I round you
one
all
called
up,
or
alright?
the
I'll be
Duke
exiting this
or
building, so keep an eye on this building.
Princess
and
Cecilia
don't
herself.
leave this area.
Did you say?
Understood?
Did you say terrorists?
No, Acteris.
Oh, okay. Okay, just making sure.
I don't believe you guys would like guards in front of your place, now would you? I've had them sent
No.
away. They're going to be talking with the others.
Sounds good. All right.
Alright. So, as you know, your Professor Acteris, he had to go to the keep last night in, I believe, place of one of your other professors. I am not entirely sure who exactly. However, he was there to attend one of the meetings that we had with all of our forces there due to the situation that occurred yesterday. I believe you all know that situation, correct?
Correct.
Yes, the airship.
Yes. As it stands right now, from what we were able to gather, it seems that the airship was indeed attacked by a large rift beast, one that was flying in the air. And as it stands currently, we personally do not have any sort of area defenses against a large rift beast such as that, especially one that is able to fly over any normal regular ground defenses.
I see, so you're asking for our help in this matter.
Yes and no. As it stands right now, we are currently forming patrols around not only this area, but up in the keep as well, in order to see if we can try to spot anything, see anything, see if we can see any of those Palvadorians, wherever they're at, see if we could try to find this, whatever thing did this, as well as making sure to maintain around-the-clock patrols over the area. We're currently on very high alert, and I would suggest, if you guys aren't already, you guys are as well. Alright. As it stands right now, all of the patrols that are heading out, all of us are going to be equipped with flares in order to signal anyone that's in the area that there is a pending attack in terms of the Rift Beast. You guys should be able to see it from your place as well if we ever shoot anything like that up in the air. So if you guys see anything whatsoever in terms of a flare being shot up, that means something's happening. Most likely in this case,
I think that is something we can absolutely help deal with. Privacy, please. Now, however, I will let you know that if such a flare is raised up because you are being attacked by Palvandorians, the Rosewood Initiative will remain neutral in this endeavor. We will not be interfering with any geopolitical fighting.
Understandable, as your group is neutral here, as well as not officially under sponsorship as of yet. I don't believe that you guys interfering would be a very good idea. In the case of a Rift Beast attack, however, that's a completely different situation altogether, and I believe we would more than love your help if it comes to that. Hopefully it does not. With that being said,
exactly
however,
in our wheelhouse.
Yeah. With that being said, however, we did wish to talk to you about the Palvadorian situation as well. Because as you know, currently, if any sort of attack were to occur or we were to attack them, that would be proceeded as an act of war against them. And given your neutral status, it would be seen as you guys taking our side on this war, and then you would be dragged into a war that you guys don't want to deal with. Am I correct in this?
That is correct.
With that being said, then, if we do openly engage, there will be a war, which we wish to prevent. And as much as it is remiss of me to say, and considering your neutrality here, we would like to still ask for your assistance in regards to this, not in terms of fighting, however in terms of helping with the survivors. If there are any survivors of this crash, any sort of information, any sort of one moment, please. Any sort of information we gathered on the airship itself, in terms of damage, survivors, anything that could be related to that could be acted upon without any sort of fighting, any sort of open engagement. If you could help with that. Well,
you're asking us to send a scouting team to check out this crashed airship.
To an extent, yes. I, however, don't wish for you to have to fight any sort of Palvandorians. If you can, avoid it.
Plan is to absolutely avoid any kind of fight with Palvandorians.
Yes.
What sort of.
I know it is a big ask.
If you are asking us to go and scout out this ship for you, to put my soldiers' lives on the line, then I will ask reparations. I will ask
In what form?
for salvaging rights on the ship. That thing is bustling with etheric technology, things that we could use to help put together the shield we are making for you.
I see.
Anything that is pure information, we will get back to you. Whether that is their movements, their plans, anything like that, that is information they have abandoned there. Any information we can extract from their ship, we will give to the Crown, and in return you give us salvage rights on the ship.
While I lack the authority to be able to make a decision at this time, I can, however, put in a good word in terms of this and see if this is possible. Considering you're already helping us with not only a situation that could be very well ending disastrously, you're also potentially helping us with the Rift Beast situation as well. I think they would be remiss to not accept the offer.
Then we will send out a scouting party tomorrow.
Sounds good. I only wish to ask of one thing. Seeing that since one of the objectives at hand is to since one of the objectives is to sort of scout for survivors, what if and when we do, what would be our base of action that we are allowed to take under your watch? This question will be a sort of two-parter in that case.
That is a difficult question to answer. As it stands right now, if there are Pavlodorian soldiers that crash landed here by accident, I would imagine if they don't seek any sort of war, any sort of hostilities, that survivors of such crash would probably not cause any problems whatsoever. However, at the same time, if they were to be here under the possibility of trying to start a war or trying to start something, that's another situation entirely, one of which I cannot answer.
If their purpose here was to somehow be on the offense or cause harm, then I think it would only be a right of like war efforts to take them as war prisoners, however they might be here or in your keep, whichever you choose. But if our objective is to not engage hostilely, I am doubtful that those within the crest ship.
Private conversation for now, unless it's an emergency. Fuck. Alright, what is it?
There was a cave in. Barrett and Saline are currently stuck in the cave.
Oh dear.
Alright, continue this conversation. We will not be taking any prisoners of war for the Crown. Alright.
Okay, that tells it but that. So then by that, if we do not, if we ourselves cannot take prisoners of war, then, and if you cannot take prisoners of war, then that pretty much says our actions, though. It's as you said, if I highly doubt that those within the crash ship will be very emotionally charged, understandably. They have crash landed and have faced with death upon the air, so it would not be out of the question should they act hostile upon enemy territory or unfamiliar territory. Therefore, meeting emotionally charged with emotionally charged soldiers, our soldiers, would have only been the right act of self-defense. So, I want to sort of ask if there was any sort of protection you could provide for us should that little act of war could possibly be swept under the rug. It is on your lands after all.
Hello there, Knight. Is everything alright?
What we are essentially asking of you is to clean very thoroughly if we do not have the alchemical sort of ingredients to keep things under wraps and maybe perhaps keep the gossip out from going about. Because if one person knows, then it will butterfly and word travels faster than any vehicle and carriage.
Well, carry on then.
If you can, by chance, make it so that there is no act of war that was happening whatsoever, whether it be something of a, I would not say omission, but rather it never happened, I don't think anything would happen in that regard. However, due to the situation in and of itself, and Palvador most likely realizing or coming to realize eventually that one of the airships has crashed here, they will most likely, if there are no survivors whatsoever, or if there are some survivors, come to think that those survivors were silenced, if there are none, or if there are some, or certain ones. Now that's obviously an assumption. They can't run off assumptions. They have to run off direct, clear evidence. Unless they're trying to provoke a war, in that case.
Might I ask for...
That's a different situation.
Hello, Professor Takuya. Real quick, might I ask just perhaps a little assistance from your men? Just a tiny squadron. It doesn't have to be with us, but along the mountains surrounding it and the forest, very far along, to sort of scouting, ensure that there are perhaps no Palvindorian spies that may have caught word or took notice of this falling ship, and only to ensure that they do not, this information does not travel outward. Just 10.
I will have to once again delegate to my captain, as well as the Duke and Princess, to see what would be the best situation in that regard. I cannot say for certain that this will be achievable, as that is asking a lot already. Because if they see our little group watching over, seeing all that situation, they will most certainly know that you are affiliated with us, or of some sort know that we are there witnessing the situation.
Noted.
I'm unsure if we'll be able to acquiesce.
Then we will follow accordingly. Thank you.
I believe that's everything in regards to the Palvindorian situation. I have one last thing I was hoping to tell your Chancellor, I believe, before he had left for his emergency. However, I suppose I'll have to tell you three instead. So, you three are probably wondering why the Professor, I believe his name is Caldwell, is not here, correct? And I am here in his stead.
Quite concerning, yes.
Yes.
As it stands currently, it was revealed a certain piece of information that we did not know about, that he is a fourth circle mage. With that said, he is not being treated badly. He's not being put in a cell. He is not being...
You are withholding him.
We are doing nothing bad to him whatsoever.
Withholding.
We are, however, keeping watch over him and investigating him at this current time to figure out a few things about him since, well, a first circle marriage. I think that's enough explanation for one thing.
Of course.
Do not worry, though. We will not treat him bad whatsoever. Most likely, once the investigation is done, he'll probably be returned to here.
Is Arcturus gonna die?
Professor Monty.
Understood.
Of course, as regular law states and abides, we will also abide by your decisions.
Thank you very much. That being said, I do believe I have told you everything that I needed to tell you. Give me one moment here. Going to consult a piece of paper that I have.
That's clever.
That is everything I have. Is there anything you wish to ask of me before I depart?
No. I presume not.
Yes. Nah.
Sorry.
Yep. Nothing at all.
If you're taking care of Professor Caldwell, then that eases most of my concerns. I think I'm good for the moment.
Just make sure he's treated well down there at Norndal.
No worries. There is absolutely no reason whatsoever to treat him badly.
That's a goddamn
and we
lie.
would never do so anyways.
Nope. He's getting the stuffing beat out of him.
Alright. Well, it was a pleasure speaking with you all. I'll go ahead and gather up my guards, and we shall go ahead and leave.
Have a safe journey.
You all have a good
Safe
day.
journeys back.
And good luck. Hopefully nothing bad comes from this.
Yes. Hopefully nothing.
Be safe on your travels.
Our little. Yes, be safe.
Talk here. Bombdale.
Guys,
Might I have a word with you both?
Oh dear.
we're leaving. Our job here is done.
I think,
It's gonna be well concerning if they figure out what I am.
They are literally an earshot away from you.
Bombadil.
Yeah, I like alchemy, of course. My favorite. You know what I'm talking about. It's like. The door's closed. They shouldn't hear us.
Whisper a bit is all.
Anyway. Ow. Okay.
You'll be alright.
Sorry, Matt. They didn't hear anything.
So,
But to even
Anyways.
put it up for a chance.
it is clear to me that although they wish for us to take prisoners, seeing that Malik is against the idea of it, and that Noandel wishes not to house them, that pretty much clears our conscience of what to do with them. Does it not?
Gives us a little bit of a problem. We can't really take them with us, because if we take them in any sort of way, even as refugees, they'll still be, well, you know, mistaken as POWs. And whatever happens, if we have any contact with them and somebody sees or spreads it around, it's not going to look good for any of us.
Exactly what I'm getting at. The mission at hand is simple. As the answer is simple. No prisoners.
Not suggesting we take... that's exactly what you were thinking of.
And that makes things simple. I'm only worried that there was a bit of students who were emotionally charged about the sort of salvation of what they could deem as prisoners or injured people who had nothing to do with this. though they do not know of how
That was-
blood-stained Palvindorians are.
That is definitely my protest in this, is that we're totally fine taking this in our precaution, but our soldiers, we better choose who's going to this expedition wisely, because if we choose the people that, you know, a bit more emotionally engaged in all of this, we're gonna have a little bit of drama on our hands regarding what you guys want to do with the said people, yes.
Takuya,
Mm.
can we
Yeah.
ask of you something then?
I figured you might. Go ahead and ask.
Should you either be on the mission at hand, or should any students be so adamant that they bring bodies back, do you have any sort of, how should I say, discreet way of administering medicine?
I have my ways to deal with people. If you need a specific way, I can get it done.
I need it to be very, very discreet. A pin, a little touch. Just, it needs to look, you might need to do it in front of people. Let me see your hands real quick. That will do. Place your hand upon them. A little tiny prick would do.
I can do that.
Well, sounds like you guys are going to need a very potent concoction for this, I might say.
Fuck.
Something that leaves no traces.
How are we doing, Chancellor Amalek?
Well,
How's it going?
people trapped in a cave-in. At least one of them is stabbed. There's some head wounds. I currently have a bunch of students digging them out.
What? What
Wait,
stabbed them? What the fuck stabbed them? They're in a cave.
They said, don't worry about it. We'll talk about it later.
That
I
is
told you
not
guys there's something more in those caves.
We should be waiting till later, especially as the
Well-
heads found of the situation here.
Well, step one is getting them the fuck out of the cave, which is what we're all doing there. All right, what happened after that, though?
Nothing more. Just sort of getting a grander idea of what to do. They have no interest in taking prisoners of war either, is all.
Basically, we're not taking anybody, so
It
the
makes
best
it
course of
simple.
action is,
It makes
you
it
know,
simple.
the final solution.
What do you mean by that?
Well,
Wait, are we on the same? We're on the same page here, right?
it is undoubtedly that the Palvindorians that crash will most likely be emotionally charged, and should they act brashly, no doubt students might. And or since some of them are rather eager to possibly take prisoners, in this case you were against that idea. The idea we cannot,
That would be an act of war.
but Norandel also does not wish to take the prisoners. We are in a bind.
Then what we do is we go there, and because from what we heard from the Ferrari is that they crashed and then they started packing their shit up and leaving.
How?
So it is a possibility we will find nothing there but some corpses.
They left.
However, if there are people left behind, at least yes, that's just what the report says.
If there are people left behind, sorry, go on.
Yes, if there are happen to be people left behind, then the call to retreat will happen. If soldiers get there and there's a bunch of heavily armed Parvadorians hanging around the airship, we immediately pull back and scrub the mission. If we just find the dead, then they're dead. Nothing we can do about that. Couldn't care less. If we happen to come across any injured, we heal them, point them in the direction the others went, and just let them go.
That still kind of puts us in a compromise. But if that is the safer strat in that case, I fear it might be a problem in the future.
It's more the lesser of two evils.
There's something down in that cave you might want to take a look at.
Fucking hell.
Oh, you're not going to get a break today.
No, and we have fucking sorting. It's going to start that in like...
Should I?
For noon, but...
Should I look into this so you can do your sorting?
I don't know what it is.
Well, we need soldiers for sorting. And... Bunch of them
But then split, it would defeat the purpose, right?
Well then.
Alright.
Might as well check it out as well. Never know what might be interesting out there.
Do go on. I will keep you.
I think he's going to the cave as well, though. So I'd save whatever it is you want to toss him.
Needs potato.
I think you're important. I think you matter. I think people who treat you badly are less of a person.
If there are some left, he says, and letting them go is the right way. That is no way they'll ever they'll keep shut about it, and we'll be on the radar. They already know of our existence, and interacting with them This is a very, very complicated one. I don't know what's my own vendetta, but god damn, I really don't know if it's my own vendetta, but being on their radar is never good. Listen, they would not let little information get by. They would see Rosewood hang around Nordell and think that we are aligned with them. That in itself is an act of war. They could definitely well see that as an act of war. We have neutral standings with them as it is because of the past investor. The only thing to do is to keep things silent. I think Chancellor Malaga may have been affected a bit by some of the students' wants and needs, or even my words, I'm unsure. But this is too merciful even for him. It's not a bad thing, being a good person. But sometimes the wisest decisions require the strongest of wills to do the unthinkable. Protecting the students is priority one. They might be soldiers, but they are not invincible. They are students, they are soldiers of what? 30, 40? Against the thousands, we would be swept. Our strength lies in our small number, that we are such a small squadron, we're able to slip under the radar quite well. But it is our only significance. Of course, our magic makes us stronger than 10 men can combat, but still, even 100 Palvandorians would take us out. That will dwindle our numbers. And with their advancements in technological warfare, that warship is a moving stronghold. Best case scenario is that there's none of them left. But if there are some injured that are unable to move, then they could be left there. If Malik was merciful in that case, then there's no doubt that the students will be even more merciful. But they will allow them to live and bring them back here. I will leave them do it, but Takuya might be the safety net here. And Bombadil. Administering the poison might be these. No, what would be the best course of action?
Didn't hear this from me, but he was acting a bit funky in the fort. Blabbering to himself, talking to himself, telling things to shut up. Don't know what's going on.
Right, that's the thing.
I do my best thinking when I'm flying.
Professor Monty?
Yes, yes.
Do you remember what the name was for the alchemy person?
Professor...
The redhead?
Redhead.
No.
Do you mean the... who are you referring to?
Auxiliary forces?
Auxiliary forces. I think it was something like Connor, or... It was a common name, I swear.
Well, do you know if he's awake or around?
No, I have not seen him all day. I'm sorry.
Thank you anyways, then.
What What was I doing again? Let's see, what sort of benefits? Perhaps I can poke and prod one of the students about opinions. Maybe they can open my eyes to something, I'm not sure. Which is best, taking a prisoner of war, killing them, or saving their life and letting them off? Who would be the right fortitude for this? Oh, if only Val was still alive. At least his mind would have been very much charged in this case. Oh, yes?
Can I pull you aside for a second?
Of course.
So, I'll admit, I was eavesdropping on the conversation. The one in the house.
I could at least tell that someone was.
Overheard the ideas until a guard came walking the corner. These people.
I wonder
hurt
if they may have them in the cave. Oh. Sorry for the interruption. I just came here to do some repairs on Jumo.
Oh. I'm dying. What was that? Sorry? I was dying for a second.
I'll be on the...
What?
Right.
Every turn I took, I died, so I did not get the gist of what was being said.
You have anything that needs repairing?
Looking for the pickaxes to repair.
Not really. On my side wood.
I see.
Unless you could
Do you wish to
repair
carry this
wood,
conversation elsewhere?
I'm not much of a woodworker. I know how to do basic stuff,
Okay.
you know, making handles and such, but besides that, no, all my stuff goes in the middle.
Mayhaps on the ship?
Yeah. No, I only have fishing rods.
Yeah, probably better.
Shot! Down! Stupid! Cause no defense.
To answer your question though real quick, since this one is at least basic knowledge, yes, these might be the same people that shot Amaterasu the other day.
Got it.
Oh, I keep dying. Here should be good. So yes.
So I'm assuming a group's gonna get gathered to head out towards the wreckage.
Yes, perhaps sometime tomorrow. Yes, can we help you? Oh, sorry. What do you think of me, Les, for thinking that way? If what I assume you overheard is what you overheard?
I didn't get to catch everything. I'll admit.
Okay. I don't doubt...
What did you say?
I do not doubt some of the students might be very eager to save a life. It is just the nature of them, and surprisingly, Malik was all for it. That surprised me the most, considering what you told me of him throwing someone off board. So, unfortunately, I do not anticipate Palvindorians to be quiet no matter how kind you are to them. It is their nature to use everything as a weapon. So, should the students' best case scenario be that they find some survivors, they heal them and send them on their merry way, what would that look like on Norendale grounds?
Look like we're supporting them.
Exactly, and that would, and from what I've heard in the past, is that we had a Palvindorian investor before, so at least we have neutral or good standings with them, seeing that we are not an allied force. But if they catch wind of our presence here, that may very much be an allied force, therefore engaging ourselves into the army based on affiliation. At least to their knowledge. So, we are met with a very, very difficult task to keep track of because of the nature of what I believe students would most likely want to do, save lives when they can. But sometimes the smartest decision is knowing when to take and when to spare lives.
I'm going to be honest. I'm looking to crack skulls. They hurt one of my own. They hurt Amaterasu.
That honestly might be the best case scenario. Because if no word gets out, then there is no one to spread words. Word travels faster than
Exactly.
You might also be protecting us from being under the watchful eyes of the Palvindorians. But by some off chance, the best case scenario, there's no survivors left. Then it is just an abandoned ship. Nothing to be had. But if there are survivors, perhaps injured left behind, that would promise that they'd come back for, or perhaps they would not take their chances along the winter roads, because in Seven Hells, I don't think anyone would last days out here in enemy territory, especially in this climate. So that might in itself be sending them to their deaths, but there's that off chance that they might get back. Regardless. Then comes the problematic that our students remain so merciful that they want to bring them back here to get better. That thought isn't lost to me. That would then be on Norendale grounds and look like we are siding with Palvindor.
We're already on shaky terrain anyway.
Yes. Your teammates are coming. I believe they might be looking for you. But as long as you get the general picture, I might have established a little safety net with the Professor Takuya. If it cannot be handled at the ship where it is out of view's way and they are actually brought here, Takuya will be a safety net in that case. Getting rid of things very discreetly. Awful thing, yes, but again, sometimes you must do horrible things for the greater good. Especially for those that you look towards as family and want to keep it away from them of these horrible things. Protecting their views is also a key factor in winning this war. Yes, can we help you? Odd.
Or not.
But it's good to see, I guess, an ally in this. It is good to see an ally in this, whether it be from another point of view.
Of course. It seems we're always on the same page.
So then, we will see on who is delegated that, as I think my hand in pushing for a certain team might cause suspicion. So, but if you somehow, perchance, are lucky enough to get on, then you already know your duty.
Of course. And I should be, at least,
let it
considered, because I'm one of the only frontline tanks the school has.
If you have any other trusted allies going on with you in this mission, should you be allowed to, then do not be afraid to recruit them among this task, because if I do not doubt that should you follow through with your action, you will be met with hostility on your side. But it is good to have friends for a sort of safety net on what actions to take. And when coming back with a report, maybe we do not need to know the entirety of what happened. Perhaps there was no survivors when there were. Yes? Oh.
Don't mind me.
Well, I think my team's gonna be looking for me any second. Supposed to have a meeting.
Well then, I won't keep you from it.
I'll look around, I'll see who might be up for the job.
For now, among your team. Good.
Of course.
Have a good day. Oh, well. This is going to be very odd. How are we going to delegate who goes where? And I'm still shitting my frames. To the very least, I am comfy. That happens though.
Have you finalized your choices?
Aye, sir. What are they? We will be taking Pippin and... Why can't I just count? I
Someone else.
Oh,
this is the line, huh?
Yeah.
Have you finalized your choices?
We have unfortunately going to send the invite this morning, but a lot of things happened.
I don't want to call it a ritual, but I guess that's what it is, right? How is it? It's a prayer.
We have, as a squad, most discussed who we want to invite. Unfortunately, sir, again, with the collapsing and
I like to be
medical
with
issues.
my team.
I guess.
Oh, you understood. It's so confusing like this.
No, I don't want to. No, I'll stand behind.
Alright.
I didn't need
What was your final decision?
We invited Shio, and Shio accepted. Well, at least last night. Was our final decision and only decision.
Alright.
We'll be in good hands. I had a pretty lengthy
asking him for you, but he said yes.
We have one person we
Either-
officially invited.
Yeah,
Bert,
either
and the
way.
other one we...
Everybody else has already been invited, so you are getting Barrett and Sunny. Understood?
Two we're going to invite, sir. Thank you.
Perfect. Alright, just as this meeting.
This fucking
Together as
sucks.
well. May, if you like. Now, captains, as you all know, there was an incident last night. There was a cave-in, and several soldiers got trapped. They have been removed from the rubble, and they at least appear to be healthy and here. Other than that, what appears to be what looks to be some kind of ancient ritual space was uncovered in the cave system, and more research will be done on that moving forward. However, more pressing is obviously many of you saw the etheric airship that came in yesterday afternoon. Now, we have been asked by the Crown to send out scouts to investigate. And so we will be sending 3 teams tomorrow to the airship. These teams will be Lumen, Ignis, and Aqua. So you will have a chance to field test your new soldiers. As a reminder, we are not here to kill Palvandorians. We are not here to fight. From the Frali scouting party, as weird as it is for me to say those words, it appears as if they had left yesterday, or were at least preparing to leave. So we do not know if there will be any stragglers they left behind to watch the ship, and if they are, obviously the mission will be scrubbed and we will be pulling back. However, I have argued with the Crown, and we will be getting, how you say, salvage rights on the ship for doing this for them. We will not be taking prisoners, and I do not mean we'll be killing people. If there are any injured that are found, they are to be healed, fed, and sent on their way. Fighting should be an absolute last resort. We are not trying to cause an international incident with this. Understood?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
All right. Further information we have is that the ship was taken down by large flying rift beasts. This is likely a dire mover, probably on a larger scale of dire. So keep your eyes to the skies. The Crown has let me know that they will send up red flares into the sky if there are sightings of this rift beast or any others. If a flare goes up, get ready for combat, and we will likely be moving towards the city. Understood?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Good. Any questions before we start moving on to sorting? Excellent. Beyond that, in the near future, likely, I would say, a week or two, I would like to send the other 3 squads down to Kenvale. And we are going to be gathering a new rift, a new capture. This understood?
Yes, sir.
Excellent. And then we're setting up another containment device to make sure this one doesn't get away. And then Bombadil will do his little miracle to make sure it doesn't dissolve when we kill it. But that is the near future. But first, we work on that airship. Any final questions? Good. You are dismissed. Will the 3 teams... Sorry, Talia?
This is a stupid question, perhaps, sir, but why? What do we hope to gain?
We need to be able to extract the Rift Beast essence from these creatures so we can, how do you say, pair it with the shield generator. The entire idea behind the shield is that once it is properly fixated on, I don't know the terminology.
You're getting there.
Fixated on the... Pardon?
I said you're getting there. Hold on.
Calibrated. Once it is properly calibrated to Rift Beast essence, we should be able to set up a shielding device that could potentially cover the entire city, and that will only disallow Rift Beasts from passing through it. This would mean we would have a way to protect entire cities from Rift activities, as well as potentially set up barriers around Rifts themselves to disallow any comings and goings. This is one of the main reasons why the Crown is letting us even stay here, because we promised to use the city as a first test of this technology.
I'm proud of you, you bastard. You've been listening.
Ignis, yes. The throne.
What are our strategies to ensure our capture methods are secure?
That is something we'll be discussing. That is something we will be discussing moving forwards. Because as of right now, we still need to build something to make sure these things are safe. Or we bring Bombadil on the mission itself and try to do it there in the field, which is in itself rather dangerous. I would rather it be done here, where it can be done in relative safety for Bombadil. Or more fuck. Alright, any more questions?
It's fine, there's nobody in importance here.
Alright, dismissed. In about 5-10 minutes, I'll be ringing the bell again, and that'll be for sorting. Make sure your entire teams are here. When it comes to the teams that are being sorted, anybody else can come and watch if they wish. Otherwise, you are dismissed.
Thank you, sir.
Yes, sir.
Oh, okay. Look, I'd like to speak with you later.
All right, back to camp.
Sure. Chancellor, a quick word before we think of
I guess I'll return to capture him.
Alright. Very quick.
Do you remember where we put the alchemy supplies?
Over there in our Red House.
Just in there? Okay, do we know if we have any red caps?
I do not believe so. If we do not have an
We do.
Okay.
Yeah. If they're not in there, they might be in medical.
Understood. Thank you.
Quick question, actually.
Shoot.
How much are you planning on tapping into alchemy?
He asked me about it. I don't know. We were talking to Kiev a while back.
I don't know how many potions.
It might have been us, like, first
Young Captain Nero.
Yeah, but usually we like
I wanted to ask for your assistance on helping me expedite the progress on the shield generator. Seeing that we were almost turned down by the Norendel, I had to conceive a false truth in order to, keep us.
Anything happen yet?
And the machine is
just news.
More or less halfway finished. So,
Caving in the cave. No longer a cave-in. Freakery tool site.
Three teams. Should you find any time between your captaincy and downtimes that you also work on the mission. It is not more so the building of it at this point, it is more so the troubleshooting and figuring out where the bibs and bobs have problems. Because if we hand them a faulty shield, that might spell our doom, as well as a sort of making this treasonous statement. But again, we were about to be booted out the door.
We wouldn't want to upset our new hosts now.
I'm just gonna look over this way when I talk about it. Three teams. Going to see the ship, see if there are any survivors and things like that. And then another mission 2 weeks from now. Go
Of course, I will spend my time on.
If you're interested. Not to go on the mission, just if you want.
I will be talking with the other etheric students if they can allow a hand of this. It is not to be now or immediate, it is just a thing time for.
Alright, I might see if I can stop by today to at least get a look over it. I've not had a proper chance to see it at this point. So.
Wait, it happened? You guys did that already?
Then I will be on my way of notifying the students.
I'm assuming we're going to come up with a better plan than we did last time, so it's probably fine.
Especially after what happened.
Monty.
Yes?
Sorry.
Yes?
So I'm assuming that mission that the other three teams are going on is that one you mentioned to me back on the island?
I believe the Kinvale one. Yes, I believe that is one of them.
Do you still want me to go on that mission, or since I'm going on the other one, I'm not going to go on the next one?
I will see what I can in terms of since you were again so adamant, I will see if we can find a way to squeeze you in. If not, then I will notify you. It's just a lot happened between those, so there is planning going on between those.
Absolutely. Hope things go better than last night.
Yeah, a lot of stuff happened between then and now. I get you.
Make a big fanfare or something.
All right.
They join a team, and you're gonna go through it yourself.
Okay. Sounds good.
Regardless.
Well, hopefully it doesn't go bad.
Well, I will leave him to that. Are you okay now?
What happened? What are we talking about?
We were just all a little worried about
hopefully it doesn't go as bad as last time. Whatever happened.
Yep, he's hoping.
Sounds like a bad idea.
I don't know what he's going to use. He's over there. All right.
Right, but I appreciate the compliment. Sounds fun.
I will be on. I
You should see
must.
some people back home and
That's a whole biological shift. That's not
I don't want to be caught off guard. We have to be on our best
something that's
faith.
so that if the Palvandorian's intact or anything that happens, we can. Or the fucking massive rift beasts that apparently are roaming the air.
Young Ulysses.
Oh, professors.
Yes, but the more grandiose
I want to
Yes?
ask of you of a favor. Seeing that we have more or less completed the structure integrity of the shield, I only need now people to help me troubleshoot it and see where the problem lies with its function. So, that is our biggest obstacle, since it is a huge machine, and knowing where the problems lie within the machine, whether it be wires being crossed or that there is a sort of defunction among the circuitry. I wished for you to have a hand at that of deciding, of like helping where that may lie. So, as that is something that was promised to the Norendel to allow us to share their land, and should they be handed a faulty machine in this case, it will spell lots of trouble for us. So it is kind of imperative, and it is it's unfair for me to throw this onto you, but I'm asking the young girl and all of the other students, as I am only one person, to help me troubleshoot the problems that may lie within the machine. If that is...
Well,
I understand.
Are you certain you want the help of the student that almost blew himself up with his own weapon?
With, yes, an own troubleshot one, but that might be where you might have been the only etheric student that found a faulty within their machine. Therefore, you have gained a sort of knowledge that maybe even they cannot see, since they were able to create something that did not have a catastrophic thing. And if should you experience that at any capacity with the etheric shield, then you might have a better understanding with it. So that is what I am hoping to gain out of your understanding. A failure is still gaining of knowledge.
Well, I gain a lot more than knowledge. Apparently.
Then, may I ask your assistance?
Of course, Professor. Help the best of my abilities.
Do so if you can find any time within your downtimes and anywhere between interacting with your teams and peers. That is all I ask.
Excuse me, professors. Might I speak with you
Yes?
after sorting?
Which one, me or Monty?
You, Professor Ramadan.
Alright. Dang it, I was gonna talk to... You know what, after...
It's quite alright.
Alright, I'll talk to you. I guess I'll talk to you after this then. You finished up with your little thing with Professor Monty for now.
I am pretty much finished.
We'll come find you after sorting then.
If I may ask, Professor...
Let us go this way a little.
Trouble?
Yes.
Studied the effects of Aetherite in one's pathways, or whatever, or their names, arcane pathways. Do you have any knowledge regarding that?
Are you wondering where the malfunction of where your etheric weapon may have caused the discharge?
Oh, I know exactly what the malfunction is already. I will be rebuilding my weapon later today with the help of Ruka. I will implement systems that will discharge any excess mana would there be a case of that ever happening again, and also to break any potential loop or cycles that would cause another explosion. I'm more concerned about the things that are happening inside of me right this instant. I was told by the Chancellor that apparently the Aetherite that came into contact with me has begun to fuse and merge with my arcane pathways, and I'm not certain what that means. I was wondering if maybe you would have some insight onto that. Anything at all?
Let's take a little walk.
Soldiers, these are dark times. We gather today.
You don't need to be there for that, right?
Survivors, but as beacons of resilience
Team isn't
and hope.
needing any spots filled.
Ulysses, is this a private conversation?
We are not. Leia Rosewood, our
Exactly ashamed of it. It's kind of... I'm pretty certain most medical probably know this, so no, I wouldn't say it really is a private conversation.
Okay, then you are allowed.
the embers of the Rosewood
Thank you, sir.
spirit as we prepare to face an uncertain
Okay,
future.
let us go on our way.
with
Let's not
unwavering
disturb
resolve.
the ceremony.
Yeah, pomp and circumstance.
We stand before a future teetering on the brink.
Right,
as
so I will
beasts
let...
mount their assault on the world.
We were discussing a
I'm just-
sort of madman's theory of what seems to be Ulysses fusing with his own etheric devices, or at least having the same mana discharge as it, in a sort of spiritual way, becoming, I guess, etheric in nature. Tell me, young Ulysses, where do you reside? Hmm? What was that?
Medical bay, that's where I've been residing for a
No,
little
I'm
while.
sorry. I was very proper in my statement. I meant, where is it that you originate from?
Vera.
You are Verin?
Yes.
And nothing out of the ordinary happened to you originally from there?
Kind of lived my life like everybody else. One day everything was fine and dandy, and the other day the rifts appeared. It changed our lives, but we pushed forward. That's about it.
And since you are able to use the paths of use the sort of weaponry of Aether Tech, you have obviously unlocked your arcane well. But then I must ask, do you have any sort of dabbling into the either divine or abyssal pathways?
Certain if I have an affinity at all, to be honest with you, Professor. Never really had that tested, and I was supposed to, but...
You do not need to have an
took
affinity
a wrong turn.
You do not need to have an affinity to unlock your pathways. It is more so the allowing yourself the capabilities to wield those magics. But you... headache. You yourself said you have taken a wrong path of some kind. Can you divulge?
Oh, I didn't take any wrong. Well, I'd like to think I didn't take any wrong paths, but maybe.
There anything you remain ashamed of, humiliated, embarrassed? Anything that continues to drag upon you in terms of rage? Anything that is eating you up, eating at you? A sort of mistake, a sort of action you've done.
Yes. I prefer not getting into details of it, but there was a certain point in my life where I could have maybe done more than I should have, and I was a coward, and all I could do was run. I can't change that, but it's there.
Then... But you seem to be rejecting the idea or capabilities of of opening your abyssal pathway, then. That is what I'm understanding. It is not a magic you wish to wield, and therefore rejecting it.
Exactly, Professor. I've seen what it can do, what it does. It's not exactly good to point out of from my own personal opinion, I believe that it's better left untouched. We do not know what to doing with those sorts of powers. I'd rather not have, well, you know, Professor Octavian chop my head off with his spear. That would be very unpleasant.
Unfortunately, that sort of power and those capabilities are beyond our control on who is able to wield it. Those sort of pathways might very well be trying to unlock themselves with what is eating at you, what is consuming you, and what is constantly on your mind almost every day. But you yourself are pushing it away, rejecting it, and sweeping it under the rug as much as you can, causing this sort of imbalance. And then there is your etheric, your constant use of etheric nature, sort of turning the tides, but instead, perhaps, instead of seeing it as an abyssal pathway, maybe it is making room for itself in there. Instead of making an arcane pathway, maybe it is finding the empty space to make an etheric pathway in this case. Sort of forcing you to become occultic in nature, but in a way I do not think is unlike any other.
I didn't even know that could happen, honestly.
Magic.
Same boat. I have no idea what's going on with me.
Magic is the principles of warping and governing the principles of reality. It is ever-changing and never one form at all. That is more so true in the discoveries we know as aetherite, that has been sort of a amalgamation of the occultic nature, constantly changing the materials around itself. That is why around rifts you see the trees, the land, and maybe even the sky turn purple. It is changing and governing the realities around us. That is what magic does. And then it might be changing you then.
Change?
Since you do not have a proper grasp upon
become.
That is left to be said, because it seems like instead of you changing and governing reality, magic is changing you.
Changing you.
You are allowing it to do that by rejecting the abyssal magic pathway and constantly using the things of occultic nature, such as aether tech. So it must go somewhere.
Sure, no pun intended.
Is it as dangerous as using divine magic? Or can it be actually put into
divine magic with aether tech at least has a sort of
doesn't go very well.
But it is a It is a reliable reaction, though. It always happens. Your case in this matter have not. People who has always delved into the abyssal had no choice to. But you constantly push. You're turning the tides in that case. Has this ever happened with one of your students, with one of your fellow students, where even they were the kindest person ever, that they were able to wield this? The occultic.
I don't really
I
to be
know
able to
someone
wield it.
on campus now. I think they didn't expect it. I don't even know if it's fully occult though. It could be just. I thought some magic could just come out as different colors.
It can, but
Okay.
the nature of it still kind of is telling. Should someone's fire be
I
a
see.
little more purple or dark, then it might seem that they are that they might be dipping into it, but that means they are not ignoring it. They are slightly dipping their toes into it. But Ulysses is different. He's rejecting it completely.
So it's responding to him, bossing, and bad reactions with the equipment, I suppose.
Yes. We will have to watch this carefully, young Ulysses. I do not know if it means that you would be sprouting crystals from yourself, or should you be I don't know.
I hope not. I've been feeling a little stiff.
Are they too close to an organ? Or are you getting treatments for it?
I mean, I wasn't really awake when it happened, but... Retail.
I suppose it is essential that your team leader knows this.
Yes, no, it'd be good. Just have him. If it makes you feel any better, I think that Octavian would just, like, torture you and train you in it.
Does not make me feel any better.
Okay, well, I tried. I have questions for you regarding the most important thing in Aether Division, and,
Yes. We will leave you to it.
Right.
To talk to Tao.
Of course.
Okay.
So, I need to know if there's anything specific I can do. And a further topic of, talking about making another cage for the beast that we're going to capture, because I've been to the area as well as built the last one, so I might have additional notes if we still have the blueprint.
Well, for one thing, the only thing in regards to the Aethertech shield is helping to troubleshoot it, because the machine is more or less complete in terms of piecing it together, thanks to Emma in this case, although her annoying tearing up of my machine was not appreciated. It did make me realize that some things...
Yeah, she works a little bit reckless.
Yeah, so all that is left to do is now troubleshooting, though with Aethertech and such of that caliber and size and mass, there are bound to be tons and tons of unpredictable circumstances that come of it, should it be the shield that expands so large that it encompasses the world, because this Aethertech shield has not been advanced to this. It can happen. Don't get me wrong. It could engulf the shield. It could engulf this entire world if I did not calibrate the size of it properly, eating up all the mana within this world. Or who knows? It might expand, and it might be physical. It might be physical in both inside and outside, and squish whoever is within the building.
So we would. Wait, so there's a chance that it could just kill everybody on the planet?
Yes, very much. That is why troubleshooting this is very imperative, because it is our boon to give to Norendel, and the reason why we have stayed here, because they were about to boot us out the door. So...
I don't think a lot of people know that, so I think it'd be good to tell them.
Yeah? Oh, I did.
At no fault of their own, I've also seen
I've told you,
a
Ulysses,
lack
and
of... Okay. How many students have been working on it? Because I know I haven't been attending the situation very much, and that was... Oh, fuck me.
That is, to my knowledge, the only ones. But I do not think. I think after a certain influx, we have lost quite a handful of our etheric students. So, truthfully, it is up to you, Yorol, Ulysses, and Emma, and myself. Oh, and the Philia, all to assist me in this, and that is hardly enough to troubleshoot maybe thousands upon thousands of possibilities that might occur. Best case scenario is it just
so
blows
what are
up.
the... Yeah. Okay, well, if you have a list, I could try to read through it. Not the thousands, if you have a narrowed list of the most likely things. Outside of that, so, by your calculations, how far off are we, from the final step in creating it at the moment?
Oh, it's perfectly assembled.
At least to test.
It's perfectly assembled, but in terms of testing, this will be day one.
Okay. There was a why I had the panel open last night. I was going through it, but it should be. It should be better. There's something. I don't know if it was missing a plug or something, but it should be on, and it wasn't turning on. I put my spear directly up to it and didn't do anything. Okay. So the Rift Beast essence is just to test the effectiveness of it?
Well, the Rift Beast essence is a substantial part of it. That is what was the original intention, to differentiate life from death in this case, to ensure that
we're testing it now.
Yes.
Now? When? Tonight? How long until everyone might die?
We are testing the capabilities of its projection as a shield. We do not... The Rift Beast essence in this case is only to tell apart of what to separate and keep out.
Okay. So if it can project a barrier, that's... Okay, got it.
Yes, but
copy that.
Things could go wrong if a new sort of thing has been added to the element. So, it's like actual coding. But now it is more physical. Coding, yes, within the machine. Sometimes there's a screen. I'm unsure if this is more of a Palvindorian term, but
coding.
But there was there have been some people that have been able to project a screen onto information and such like that. But
mana information.
Yes, I believe that is the.
Is that what's on Palvindor's ship? Ships, the Palvindor ships?
They called it something else. They called it coding or something like that.
Okay. Oh, fuck, I'm learning so much right now. Okay. Oh, the box itself. We had, I don't know the exact designs. I was there for the whole time. I made sure. Should not have broken open. I don't even know if it did. Gil said the lock was tampered with. As far as I understood, it was. So we could use the old design, just make sure no one touches it that we don't trust, or we could
come this way.
We could probably beef it up, but at that point we might be, killing the Rift Beast, which I would actually prefer over it getting out again.
We are currently... Bombadil is currently in the midst of administering a empty soul jar. No actual soul required, but a containment for the Rift Beast itself once the essence starts to disappear.
Oh.
Yes, we are not trying to steal someone's soul. That is.
What? No, how is what?
Because
I actually don't know how soul jars work entirely, but how would you even? How does he know how to make a soul jar?
Don't you?
Never mind.
Don't.
I probably don't want to know the answer to that.
Well, you already know.
Um.
Rom was saved somehow. You were there for that speech, were you not?
Oh, okay, I see. So we learned how to... So we have information on how to make a soul jar.
We have information on necromancy.
You know, if I was the king, I probably would put a kill order out on us too, so... That makes sense. Okay, so not going to ever say that again in front of anyone?
Yes.
Got it. Anti-soul jar, which is just a wonderful idea that we've come up with out of nowhere. Man, are we lucky.
It is...
You were saying the occultic natures changes the world around a rift. For the miasma, which means...
Yes. Magic does that
the
in
secret... The secret to solving the rift lie in occultic magic?
I do not know, because it is a bit of an odd thing of like... It is already all occultic in nature, so why does it not destroy itself? You know?
Right. Yeah, it should
That is...
something.
That is a theory.
It's weird.
Yes. But this...
It's coming from somewhere.
Yes. Some believe that it is coming from the center of the earth. Some believe the Rift Beast are evil spirits of the animals that we once killed.
Yeah, invading. And then the Riftier thing, which is a whole... Well, they haven't made any attempts to communicate anything, so as far as I know, I can't speak. Idiot. Well, maybe I can. Okay, so what's happening today is we're doing a test today for the projection. That thing isn't loading up, which means I need to go in and just find... I think there's a signal block somehow because of the way it's wired, and Emma spotted most of the corrosion yesterday, and she pulled out most of it, and so if we don't have to produce any more gears or anything, we should be able to just put a cog in there. And it should light up. At least my end should light up. I haven't actually looked at her side, but she got a lot of the water damage out. And we need to we should probably put something up above it so that it doesn't get snowed upon in the morning and stuff like that. Maybe a tarp would work in the meantime.
Yes, that might mitigate the corrosion.
Okay. Yeah, the damage. Other than that, I guess if it's all functioning, then we're ready to go. What the fuck just happened?
I think Ulysses had a discharge. I think he went off prematurely.
Well, it's always a shame when...
Yes, it's very
a
disappointing.
man reaches that age.
Yes. Not something that is good of talent, and maybe some exercise would help. Technique.
Maybe. Yeah. I mean, maybe his teammates are just gonna have to understand sometimes, you know, sometimes it happens. Well, yeah, you're probably right. He needs to talk to someone about it.
He might get
I got really distracted in this whole... Okay, so...
Yes?
So, are we going to 8th Attack Division, or what's happening next?
It is more so something I wish for you to troubleshoot within your downtime and find time between your captaincy to do. It is not...
Okay.
It is kind of an immediate problem, but...
I'm not captain anymore, so I'll probably have plenty of time to do it.
You have the shash.
Oh, it's not there.
Oh, it's not there.
It's not supposed to be.
It's not supposed to be.
Yeah, sorry. I know.
You're quite right. Who's captain then?
Solus. Makes sense. He's talkative, and it's good quality for a captain, actually. I mean, I am too, I guess. I haven't been talking to them now. It's not important. Anyway, Okay, so I'll go do extra work tonight, and then I'll try to get Emma on it as far as the importance goes, so that because this is apparently our only nugget to staying. So,
Yes.
and then Tara, I think is volunteering for Kenvale potentially because we've gone. But if we're not, either way, I'd be willing to help with the cage because I should remember the last one, and I think overall something to keep in mind is just it's better that it kills the Rift Beast than the Rift Beast can get out.
Yes.
And that's my only note there. Okay. Okay, sir. That's all I had. If you had anything to
No.
share, otherwise I'd just be talking theory with you. Okay. So, occultic magic. So magic is transmitted through the Aether-Tech. I thought it was the mana itself, or the Aether-Tech, it's the spellglass that transcoded the mana signature.
Yes, that
So
is
does that mean
correct.
my signature is actually Electrum?
It might, if you delve into it far enough. It is, but what it is you are still able to possess all the magics because you have your arcane pathway.
Okay. Oh, okay. But if it was occultic, then it would make my energy occultic. Because it would be an occultic pathway.
It won't make it entirely occultic, but you might see a change in your lightning, whether it be a sort of intensity of brightness go down,
right,
or the color substantially change, and it will still be the Electrum type of magical damage, but there will be a significant change to also yourself, because magic, in a way, is you. It is your entire being.
Okay, so it's a... have feelings. Got it. Okay, so, has that... So every time it's been a divine pathway, it's exploded the device?
Yes, that is the reliable thing.
Good to know. I will not be too happy. Copy that.
You still can, but it might...
I'm kidding. Theory for unlocking... I don't think mine's open. I don't think it ever will. I definitely don't have an affinity, like... I mean, I'm not sure now, because I didn't really pick it. It just kind of came out easy. You know, I mean, it's easy to scratch in there, but it's also... Plasmid in general has been something that just you know.
Take solace that should you ever...
I'm gonna be honest, I was not very nice to this gun. I'm sorry, go on.
No, I just merely wish to say, take solace that should you ever open your divine pathway, I would not be surprised.
Thank you, sir. Okay. Well, that's good to know. I'll keep it closed just in case for the sake of me not being dissolved prematurely. And then we both, have something to tell our teams about. Okay, I'm gonna go to Aether-Tech, or there's a thing going on with Feroli today and Tara. They're working on their perception. So I'm gonna go pass by there and... Maybe not. Maybe I'll just get food and then go and find the Feroli. But I'm sorry, sir. If there's anything you need from me to finish that correctly, you know, you can come to me for that. Okay. That's it. I'm gonna am I dismissed?
Thank you, young Jackson. Do be good and good to your team.
Thank you, sir.
I meant what I said. Should you open up your divine pathway ever, it will be quite telling of what kind of person you are, and I would not be surprised.